Hey sippers, how y'all doing? So, let's get into this Tiffany Haddish, Oscars, the red carpet interview that she had with the ET reporter or what have you. And we just gonna really go through it and know why it went totally wrong. Alright, now let's be clear. And I mean be clear. Be clear. This interview literally went wrong from the very gate. Like from just from the greeting, for everything about this interview was completely wrong. So I'm gonna let y'all check it out, and then I'm gonna break it down after the fact.
Did we do a little costume change?
I'm not wearing a costume. I'm wearing Dolce Gabbana. It's called an evening gown, darling. This is not. No one's paying me for this. I paid for it. It's custom. Thank you.
Time of death for me right now. You look
This is
gorgeous.
not an acting gig. This is my life. This what fame look like. This what success look like. This what money look like. This what it look like. It's what it look like.
When is your book coming out called This What It Looked Like? And I will just read the entire
That
book.
book's not coming no time soon, but I Curse You With Joy will be out in November.
Okay.
And Layla, the Last Black Unicorn, will be out next month.
I'm doing so much right now. Okay.
I'm just, trying to accomplish a lot of things before 50. What are you doing?
I'm wondering
You
something.
out here with no shoes on, I'm jealous.
No shoes on. Here's
Where
the
you
thing.
from?
I'm from Chicago.
And you out here with no shoes on?
This is warm weather to me.
I know, it's hot out here to you, right?
Okay.
I appreciate you.
You know
you're
I
not
gotta
uncomfortable.
ask
You're
you.
not uncomfortable in there,
I'm
no.
not, but you
Okay,
know I gotta ask.
because you're not wearing no heels. You comfortable in the mud. I'm uncomfortable, but I look good. This what it look like.
Would you define tonight as uncomfortable?
Now, I would define tonight as a success.
Okay.
It was a
All right, so let's get into it. The very first problem was the greeting from the reporter. Okay, she did very messed up when she said, "Did you do a little costume change?" Little and costume in the same sentence. Now y'all know in our community, we know what little mean. When you put you got a little car. I see you got your little hat. See, that is like a compliment with the shade all at the same time. So she had to really think about what you were saying, because for us, Halloween, costumes for us is for Halloween time, plays, shorts, movies, bedrooms, etc., is the only thing that a costume would come into play. But in your everyday life, there's never been a costume for everyday life. So pretty much just know that a costume is for entertainment purposes only. Then when you make it a little costume, yes, ma'am, you absolutely tried it.
Did we do a little costume change?
Okay, now this when it got real, because Tiffany Haddish ended up taking a moment, to decide how she was gonna respond. You know what I'm saying? I know that was what was going through her head, like, should I or shouldn't I? But she took that moment to respond like a boss and just shaded the reporter very classy, while checking her at the same time on how you really greet somebody first and foremost. But when the reporter realized that she had ended up killing her interview, um, she then ended up saying what she should have really started with, which was, "You look gorgeous." If she would have started with "You look gorgeous" and then maybe said you did the costume change or whatever, it wouldn't have came off as as it did. Um, and actually, if I was you, I just would have left that whole subject alone, because what you should have done was just moved on, because you ended up saying that she looked gorgeous, she ended up finishing you. She told you exactly what it looked like. looking out at the she was looking out at the crowd and the people that's laughing in the background. Then she told you what it looked like in the camera, and then she finished you with a what it looked like with the side head to your motherfucking face. That face, baby, let me tell you, stop it.
I'm not wearing a costume. I'm wearing Dolce Gabbana. It's called an evening gown, darling. This is not, no one's paying me for this. I paid for it. It's custom. Thank you.
Time of death for me right now. You look
This
gorgeous.
is not an acting gig. This is my life. This what fame look like. This what success look like. This what money look like. This what it look like. It's what it look like.
Okay, now that Miss Reporter is still not done with the clown act, she further keep messing up this interview. After all that she just said about you, and pretty much making a point to you, you decide about a book. You gonna say, well, when is this what it look like book come out? And so I could read it to its entirety. I'll read that entire thing, other than you sitting here keep telling me what it looked like. Like, you feel a certain way because she repeated that phrase before every accomplishment that she give herself. And I feel like you talk that a certain way with this dumb book. You said it so you wouldn't have to continue to hear her to say what it looked like. And you rather her come out with a book. You rather her have a reason to put on a costume by going behind a book talking about some did what it looked like. I feel like you wanted to read a book because she had just read you. Really, that was how I took it. Like, you had got read and now you ready to read. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of too late at this point. Like, you should have just let it go. If I was you, I just would have been like, yeah, go to somebody else and come back to me later. But you didn't. So, here's what ended up happening.
When is your book coming out called This What It Looked Like? And I will just read the entire.
Once again, she checked your boo. The book, that particular book will be out never. She does have two books coming out. One that will be out in May, another one that will be out in November. These are the two books that you should have been really inquiring about. Instead, you're trying to get Will Smith like Chris Rock trying to be a freaking comedian.
Read the entire
That
book
book's not coming no time soon, but I Curse You With Joy will be out in November.
Okay.
And Layla, the Last Black Unicorn, will be out next month.
Okay, I'm going to say that from the gate, the reporter has truly lost all control of this interview. Because her questions and her responses steady keep being clownery. Like, I'm confused as to really what is going on. Okay. Because, as y'all heard, Tiffany only said two things that she had coming up. This reporter is acting like it's just so much. Like the list will never ever end. Of all the many things that this girl got going on. Explain to me, how did you confuse two things with so much going on? Now, that would have made sense if you had added to her list and was like, well, okay, so you got the TV situation going. I mean, the little sitcom little situation going on with they read it, all this that. Like, if you would have added on for that statement, it would have made sense. But for whatever reason, it was just so much, and you was just so out of breath, like you was the one talking.
You're doing so much right now. Okay.
Okay, so Tiffany had to really boss up on reporter lady. She really had to let you know, since that was so much. Here's a FYI on the why the so much is. She just pretty much like, I'm trying to accomplish as much as I can before I turn 50. and let it be known that this was a cut because the reporter do look 50 plus. Then, and I say that because she got ribbons in her hair. It looked like, I don't know, it was like, I feel like she had on a clip-on ponytail or something. I don't know. It wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. So I felt like she looked about 50 plus. I'm sorry. Okay, so then she dug you a little taste and like shoved that cut in good and deep. She want to make sure it's good and deep. And so she just like, so but what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, but what are you doing, love? So if I'm telling you my reason, but what do you even think about that you think you could possibly have going on?
I'm just, trying to accomplish a lot of things before 50. What are you doing?
Okay, so this is when Tiffany Haddish get tired of the clown reporting. You understand? So she asked the reporter a question, but the reporter did not respond with a point on time. Tiffany really didn't care what she had going on. It was the fact that you out here looking 50 plus and your whole everything that you have done today is all the way jacked. You hear me? So it really wasn't like it was more like a historical question. So while you as the reporter was wondering something, Tiffany sliced you, finished you, then took over the interview. Made sure you were safe and you didn't feel like you was being, some type of harassed or anything like that. Then befriended you. Um, you couldn't get one word in. Period. The whole entire time, like you was trying, but it just would not work. Um, so what she ended up doing was joining you on top of interviewing you without getting enough proper responses other than where you was from. That was about it, love.
Well, I'm wondering
You
something.
out here with no shoes on, I'm jealous.
No shoes on.
Where
Here's
you
the thing.
from?
I'm from Chicago.
And you out here with no shoes on?
This is warm weather to me.
I know, it's hot out here to you, right?
Okay.
I appreciate you.
You know
you're
I gotta
uncomfortable.
ask
You're
you.
not uncomfortable in there,
I'm
no.
not, but you
Okay,
know I gotta
I know,
ask.
because you're not wearing no heels. You comfortable in the mud. I'm uncomfortable, but I look good. This is what it look like.
After ET reporter realizes that she can't get a word in, let alone a question, Tiffany brings up that she was uncomfortable because she got on heels. And us ladies, we know exactly what that means. Like, nobody really want to have on heels longer than about 10 minutes. Bop, bop, let you see, you saw it, cute, house shoes, where you at. But there's neither here nor there. But anyway, the reporter ended up, like, summing up the whole night as if it was supposed to be uncomfortable because Will had slapped Chris that night. She was shocked by Tiffany's response for some reason. Like when she like, nah, like it was not uncomfortable. It was a success. What do you think? Uh, she just ended up really Tiffany just like, let me take over this interview. And then when you realize like what your motive was finna try to be, and she flipped your motive, you like, well, I just wanted to since you're a comedian, I just wanted to get your take on it. Girl, no, you didn't. You wasn't studying none of that, girl. You was too busy talking about little costume changes and stuff like that. Too busy worried about make a book, all that good stuff. You too busy worried about all the wrong stuff. Like you should have ended this video, girl. You just should not even went no further. Just should have just been like, I'm over.
I'm uncomfortable, but I look good. This is what it look like.
Would you define tonight as uncomfortable?
Now, I would define tonight as a success.
Okay.
Once again, let's be clear. Tiffany has always dressed for her job title. Okay, these pictures that you see across your screen now are from 2020, 2021, when she was a working actress and comedian. All right, now as of 2022, ET Reporter and whoever else pretty much needs to know this. Tiffany Haddish is a boss with employees. She will not be showing up onto red carpets or events as a worker. She has leveled up, not doing little costume changes. Let's be clear. So when you are a worker, you do worker things. Like do an interview with no shoes on. Looking a whole fool. Trying to be a comedian and get Will Smith. Okay? And when you're a boss, you have to get a little uncomfortable, painful even in some cases. Take one for the team and represent your brand. Period. Big dot. Okay, love? So just let's be very clear. So for everybody who got a problem with how she's dressed, and she's dressing according to how she's supposed to. Half of y'all out here is flogging. You're dressing for something that you are not. Let's be very clear. And I like that she take this role of like, I don't have to bounce up for what? Like, no, this your stuff. Thank you. But when you're representing you and your brand, oh yeah, there's a whole different outlook on something. Yeah, right. Like I care about that. It's not the other stuff that really matters. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that on that. So as you see, 2022, her picks for 2022 are remarkable. And her come up picks from 2020, 2021, all that you can see. As in 2020, she was transitioning from being, the worker, actress, comedian to 2021. That's when she started leveling up. So she started dressing accordingly. She was dressing according to her bank account. Like, why is I'm finna go spend all this unnecessary money for somebody else's stuff on an outfit that I'm only gonna probably wear this once? So like, if I'm going to do this, it's gonna be because of me. And yes, I'm going all out even if I don't wear this outfit but once. It's just the fact that I got it. It's mine. And I could do that. Thank you. It's called Boss Chronicles 101. Thank you, loves. But know this, for all y'all who do not know, Google is your very best friend. So before you start trying to do an interview with someone or ask someone questions, please look up what they got going on and what is the real situations in their life at that moment, as opposed to you trying to make up stuff or make them have to make up stuff just so that it can please you. Absolutely not gonna be happening. Get over yourself. But yeah, sip on that and make it make sense, and I'll get at y'all soon.